But when you start building up these larger positions, whether it be a funded account challenge or whether it be now you're funded with a company or you're trading with real money, those things are going to be heavyweight factors on your psyche, because you're going to be constantly worrying about, did I do this right? You're going to know that you did it too soon. Guaranteed it's going to happen. You're going to feel that. You're going to feel it. And it's going to cloud your mind. You won't even be able to know when the market's telling you, I'm not going to do that. But you want it to be so badly delivered into your hands. You won't see it. You will not see it. And you'll hold on to it too long. And the worst case scenario, which is what you're trying to avoid, will actually happen. It will come back and roll against you. And that nice, big, handsome profit you had that was unrealized, and you knew you should have fucking got out, at least with a partial, you didn't do it. So now what are you doing? You're kicking yourself in the ass about that. You're not ready. You're not ready. It doesn't mean you're never going to get there. It just means that you haven't desensitized yourself. You work up into it slowly. Now, partials are a huge, huge benefit to, number one, developing students, because it teaches proper money management and proper trade management. And it helps you grow as a trader. It helps you understand risk. It helps you navigate order flow. It teaches you liquidity and how to implement it in your trades. But the thing is, there's no perfect, I don't have it, there's no perfect way of saying, okay, this is how many contracts you should start with. And when you get to your first target, this is how many you take off as a first partial. This is how many contracts. I have students from 2016 that were paid membership students. They send me emails and they'll say, hi, ICT, thank you so much for everything you're doing. I'm really having a hard time. Can you tell me, this is the third time they sent this email over the number of years it's been. Like I somehow forgot. Like I can see their email thread. When they send me an email, it's right there. And they know who they are, and I'm not making fun of you. I'm not saying their names, don't be embarrassed. But there is no, and I'm telling you openly, there is no recipe that's going to be appropriate for everyone. That's the part that you bring into it. That's your personality. So you start with one contract. That means when you get to a first threshold of profitability for a partial, which if you had more than one contract or one lot on, if it's a Forex position, the way you condition yourself to grow as a trader, when it gets to that first threshold, you close the trade. Wait a minute, your target's somewhere beyond that. You just told me to get out where the first partial was. Yeah, if you have not found consistency yet, that's what I teach my students to do. And then you do that each time using lower time frame charts, because you're going to get lots of setups. That way you can do it a lot over the course of 1 month. If you're trying to do those types of trades with a 4-hour chart, it's going to take a long fucking time. And I ain't got that kind of patience. You might think I have the patience of a saint, but I don't. You don't either when you start messing around with it. So you graduate. And when you get to the point where you can hold on to that first idea with one contract to the first partial, and then you can get 2 contracts or 2 lots as a Forex trader, then you take one off at your first partial, and then you reach for the next partial. Then you close it there too, and still not get to your target. What is it teaching you? You don't have to be right. What is it teaching you? To pay yourself. What is it teaching you? Hold it for 2 stages of liquidity. Now when you can trade to 3 contracts, you take one off at one partial, second off at the second partial, and you roll your stop to a point at which you're comfortable if you get stopped out. What is that? It might be break even. Others, it might be $200. It might be some specific dollar amount. Whatever that is, whatever that minimum expectation that if you get knocked out of the trade, you don't care. It's not going to hurt your feelings. You're not going to beat yourself up about it. But can you understand how many people listen to me all around the world? There's lots of you. You're all coming from different walks of life, different income, different careers. Some of you had very stressful lives. Some of you just got out of fucking prison. You think about it. There's different walks of life all around in this community. And I don't have a specific recipe for telling you how much to take off in partials. But in the beginning, it's start with 1. When you get to your first target of where a partial would be, you get out. And you keep doing that, and it feels good. because then you get to see, does it really go to my target? And then when you journal that, it gives you experience. So now apply that to doing these big runners. That's all you're doing. But see, what you're trying to do is you're skipping over a lot of necessary, well, conditioning. Larry Williams said that, if you ever get this impulse when you're in a trade and you whip out the calculator and you're like, I'm going to figure out how many, if I do this, if I hold on to it this much more, and if I hold on to this and I don't take much off of the position, I hold on to everything, I'm going to be able to make this much money. As soon as you start changing your mind about what you think it's likely to do, or how far it's going to go beyond what you thought, or for me, if I feel any kind of vibration because of experience, and you both have experience, you've been doing it longer than most of these people out here, yourself. And because you both live stream, you've shown your tell, like you've shown it. And I don't know if you realize it or not, but as soon as you say it out your mouth, I don't know if I should, that's it. Close the fucking trade. You are managing your money. You're managing the risk. You're managing your trade. And guess what you're also doing? You're managing the expectation of your audience properly. That means you are seeing something. Your audience is watching you. And then now what are you doing? You're taking the action on saying, okay, I am no longer able to focus on this. It doesn't mean you suck as a trader. It doesn't mean that your concepts blow. It just means that you, as the operator, working in that market environment in front of fucking an audience that's live and watching you, critiquing you, you now have to pull the plug on the trade. And guess what you're doing? You're pulling the fucking trade at the height of the profitability while you're in the trade. You two aren't the only one. I've seen other YouTubers doing this shit. They don't even trade like me. They don't trade like neither one of you. But they have these positions on. And as soon as you see them or hear them, question whether or not they should hold into the trade. As soon as you start thinking, and I hope. As soon as you say hope, that's it. The fucking trade's done. Close it. And if it runs to your target, who gives a fuck? You closed at whatever you closed at. 90% of everybody else out there on YouTube are fucking doing their own asses in. They can't find their own fucking way.